I can book 20 to 30 appointments on your calendar this month.
Dorks.
Grant Cardone told me to 10x my goals, so whenever my team came to me and said that same thing, that they could book 20 to 30, I said 10x it. This month we're on track to hit around 200 to 300 appointments booked. And in this video, I'm going to show you the exact outbound systems that we use to book in those calls and exactly how you can do the same for your online service-based business. Let's get right into it. There's two types of traffic temperature. There's warm and cold, and I guess you have hot too. Those are the people that have already bought from you. Cold is the people who are strangers, and warm is all the people in between. They're the people that maybe they bought from you a little bit in the past. Maybe they bought a lead magnet. Maybe they haven't ever bought from you, but they know who you are. They are warmed up to you. They know who you are. In this video, I'm going to be focused more on how to do outbound and how we do those systems. We do get some people inbound, so if you want a whole nother video specific on inbound, let me know in the comments. So there's four types of outreach. There's our cold outbound, which is just sending messages, calls, DMs to strangers. We have our warm outbound, which is retargeting the people who already know who we are. We have our cold inbound, which is ads, and then we have our warm inbound, which is content. And so you might get some messages of warm inbound people on content, but today we're going to be focused mainly on cold outbound and warm outbound. So step one is building your dream client and figuring out who you're actually targeting before you can start sending messages, which you need to be doing in order to book outbound calls.
Thanks, Captain Obvious.
You need to be able to design your dream client, meaning that you need to know exactly who you're targeting. This is more than just the qualifications. We've actually built out an ideal customer profile, or an ICP, which basically breaks down a sample of a person. We literally name that person, who would buy our services, who would be the perfect fit for our services. Then when we're going out to target people, we can learn exactly who we need to be targeting, and we already know off the top of our head, is this person a good fit or not? We also want to build out our main qualifications. So there's three things that we use. We have to make sure they're from a first world country. We have to make sure they're running an online service-based business. And then we have to make sure that they're making a certain amount per month before we can actually take them in. There's a few different ways to do that. We like to qualify over the DMs. The 80-20 rule applies here. 80% of the actual things that matter are the first 20% of messages, aka the opener. The opener should hook them in. It should be easy to respond to and hard to ignore. And that is the goal with the opener. The goal with the opener is just to get a response. Now, I could list out a bunch of openers and then you'd steal them and then everybody would have the same messages like these guys.
Here, thank you so much for accepting my request. I can see you also run an agency, so thank you for accepting my request. I see you're also a business owner.
Hey, Zack, thank you so much for accepting my request. I see you're also actually running an agency.
These people's outreach suck because they're all the exact same. They all say the same thing. They're all reading the exact same script, and they don't encourage me to respond because I've already gotten the same message plenty of times before. We work with some high caliber people. One of our clients has around 500,000 followers on Instagram, and he gets around 40 to 50 people a day pitching him on stuff. And so your outreach is not going to separate yourself in the crowd of all the people DMing him. Spoiler alert, he doesn't respond to those DMs. He doesn't really care if you're going to build him a community or edit his videos. He'll find somebody on his own. So your goal needs to be to hook people in and make them read the message. So we don't use a script, we use a framework, and they are different. We're not sending the same thing word for word. The most important thing that our setters do is act like a human, because if you're not a human, people don't care who you are.
We do not care.
They are not going to buy if you're not a human. So you need to become a human. You need to make sure when you message people that you're acting like a human, and that is the most important thing that you can do when you're setting. Now, when we're setting, we use what I call the FIND framework, and this is a framework of exactly the customer journey through the DMs. People buy from the people that they like to hang around, so that you have to become familiar to them. You have to make sure that they like you, have charisma, have warmth, and then also have competence as well. The next thing that you want to do is identify your inefficiencies. So that means any sort of pain point they have, you need to identify those. Next up, you want to narrate your solution and how your product can take them from their pain to their desired outcome. And in the last step, we want to determine their availability and book them on a call. So that all comes together to spell FIND. I didn't plan that out. I kind of did, but not really. But that is exactly my framework for setting. What you want to do is show people how you can bridge that gap from pain to desired outcome. And the way we do that is with your solution. So we want to identify the pain so we can show them that there is a better way to be doing things that will make them more money, make them happier, make them better at what they do, and make them able to make more money and provide for their family and have more freedom at the end of the day. So again, I don't send my own outreach. I have setters that do that for me on a commission basis. Typically, they work on about 5% commission. And if you want to learn how to hire a setter or how to find one, I can do a full video on that as well. Just drop me a comment or send me a DM on Instagram or Twitter and I'll walk you through it step by step. If you want to be mentored by me and want me to place a setter inside of your business, go ahead and DM me on Instagram or Twitter or Facebook or any of my platforms. I'd be happy to help you out. But if you don't, just go ahead and watch this video right here on how to deliver an A-class service.